Welcome to the Marketing of Business. We're coming to you from the studios of WWDB AM. That's 860 on your AM dial. We're down in Bala-Cynwyd. And our host is Advertising Communications Times. That's ACT. That's the business-to-business newspaper that tells you everything that's going on in marketing, public relations in the Delaware Valley. And our guest today is Angela Thell, who is the founder and owner of Green Roots Business Solutions, celebrating 8 years, okay? Is that right?
That's right, Bonnie. Thanks so much for having me.
And I hope everybody who's listening is nice and warm. Although Angela came from Minneapolis when she moved to Philly some years ago, and she said once you get to 3 below, it's the same as 40 below. I hope Philadelphia never gets to 40 below because I didn't care for the 3 below at all. Anyway, so how did you come up with the name Green Roots Business Solutions?
Green Roots is really focusing on grassroots marketing concepts. We started out 8 years ago as a marketing firm, and we've evolved into the business solutions and helping small business owners with everything from marketing to resource planning to overall operation solutions. Okay,
and what qualifies you to give out advice like that?
Wow.
You're not Dear Abby, are you?
I'm not Dear Abby.
Okay.
I grew up in a home with entrepreneurs. My dad's an entrepreneur. My brother's an entrepreneur, coming from the construction business and engineering, and we kind of have that in our background. I also have been able to tap dance through several different industries, including the financial services, manufacturing, and consulting.
Okay. We're going to take some messages now, and then we'll be back and find out more about Green Roots Business Solutions.
Wow, this is really different. There's a Philadelphia business called Whims for Rent, that creates and does really unusual business special events and promotions. If you're involved in a trade show, business meeting, sales campaign, grand opening, or open house, call Whims for Rent. If you're having a company dinner, a charity gala, or fundraiser and need a theme, call Whims. Whims has stars and stunts, gadgets and gimmicks from hundreds of available sources, entertainers and celebrities. Add flair to your business needs. Whims for Rent, the Philadelphia special events company for business and groups. At Whims, imagination works overtime. Challenge us. Call Whims for Rent.
For more information, contact Whims for Rent at 29 Bala Avenue, Bala-Cynwyd, PA 19004, 29 Bala Avenue, Bala-Cynwyd, PA 19004, or call Whims for Rent at 484-562-0067. 484-562-0067 for Whims for Rent.
The Internet today is a must for businesses and organizations to represent themselves. A must. For the generations of business owners who did not have the advantage of an Internet education beginning in grade school, there is basic help. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. Our organization of marketing personnel, traditional and IT, will set up basic Internet advertising aids for your business or organization at a modest fee. Basics. No big deals, no big costs, just basics. Plus a free get-to-know-your-goals meeting. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. That's 484-562-0060. Be with it, or else you will be out of it. Again, call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060.
Need a speaker for your business meeting, organization, social group? Need a speaker who is entertaining, informative, or both? Need a speaker who is an authority on a subject close to your interests? We provide them. We are this region's Speakers Bureau. Call us at 484-562-0067. 484-562-0067.
We're back with the Marketing of Business. We're brought to you by ACT, the region's business-to-business newspaper. And we're coming to you from WWDB Studios in Bala Cynwyd. That's 860 on your AM dial. We're talking to Angela Thell, who's a very enterprising young woman, and her business is called Green Roots Business Solutions. And she's going to tell us more about what she does for her clients. Angela?
Well, it's a lot of fun working with the variety of clients that I work with. Like I mentioned, I work with banks. I have an auto dealership. I work with several financial service planners, and it's really exciting to go in because a lot of them are in really great growth mode right now. And so we take a look at where they are today, the challenges that they're facing right now, and where it is that they want to be 6 months, 12 months, depending on their strategy and their plan, and the action plan to get there. It's exciting and fun.
Well, you've been in business for 8 years now, you said, right? So what did you do when 2008 came and all business growth seemed to have ground to a halt because of the recession? How did you survive? How did your clients survive? That's the main question.
Let's see, in 2008. 2008 was an interesting year for Green Roots.
Interesting is not the adjective that I would use to describe it, Angela.
And it's really the end of 2008 is when we really took off. One of my biggest clients came on board in November of 2008, and they, of course, like you said, were facing a lot of challenges. They are in the green space and helping businesses grow by being more conscientious around a green environment for their work environment and for their building environment.
Oh, sustainability came into play in 2008, right?
Right on. Yeah. So that was an exciting time for Green Roots as we were helping firms in that mode. We were able to help one particular firm double in size over the course of 2009 through focusing on really selling the brand inside and how they could grow by using their internal resources rather than investing a great deal in advertising and PR programs, but really using the things that they already had in place and maximizing the things in place, like their positions with their current clients and making news out of those positions, looking at their internal employees and helping their employees to understand how to communicate what they do rather than saying, I work for so-and-so, what it is that this company did and the impact that they had, and helping them to develop stories around their business, and the impact was a huge help in having every person, whether they're an engineer or a salesperson, be a salesperson.
Are you a writer as well? I guess you have to be.
I spent several years in the communications division at American Express Financial Advisors in Minneapolis, so I did do a lot of writing.
And I find that a number of my female guests, when I ask them if they've been transplanted from some other city, what brought them to Philadelphia, 9 out of 10 times they say they married a guy from Philadelphia. Was that the same for you?
That wasn't the case for me, but I do know that to be true, that a lot of Philadelphia men pull women from all over the country back to their roots, and it's a famous city for that. And in a city like Philly, where you're right next to the shore and right next to the mountains and right next to New York, it's like, why not come back here?
How did you meet your husband?
I met my husband through my brother. They were working together building custom design machines for the manufacturing industry in Minnesota.
Oh, so he wasn't from Philadelphia originally, was he?
Not originally from Philadelphia, no. My brother played matchmaker.
Well, was there a job waiting here for your husband, and that's why you moved, or did he win? Did he win some kind of contest, on television? And he got 2 weeks in Philadelphia was the first prize. The second prize was 3 weeks in Philadelphia, I guess. I don't know, 1 week in Philadelphia.
We won the grand prize and are going on 10 years in Philadelphia. But, he was offered a position on an executive team at a pretty nice-sized firm out here in Philly, and that helped us decide to move.
Okay. And you live in the western suburbs, and you like where you live.
Love it.
And you have 2 little kids. How does one manage a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old and a growing business?
It's a juggle. It's certainly a juggle.
Because I don't think they nap anymore. The 6-year-old doesn't nap, right?
No, nobody's napping.
So they don't give you any free time during the day.
Both of the girls have, we've been blessed with really great schools out here. We started out in the Montessori program, and we're really loving that. And now we're at Chesterbrook Academy, and those schools have been so enriching and have really freed up my time so that I can dedicate my days to Green Roots.
How many hours a week would you say you put in with your clients? I'm going to guess like more than 60. Am I right?
It works out to be a good full-time position for sure.
Now, do you work from home?
I have a home office, and I also use American Executive Centers around the Philadelphia area. There are 7 of their offices, so we can meet clients there. We have boardrooms there, and we do Green Roots Roundtable sessions at these locations.
What's the Green Roots Roundtable?
Green Roots Roundtables are a ton of fun. And what we do there is we bring in business owners and decision makers from small firms all over the area. And we sit down and we have an opportunity to get to know each other. So we're strategically placing people in those rooms who can do business together. And we have an opportunity, like I said, to get to know each other, get to know each other's challenges, what each other needs. And we call those Green Roots Roundtables.
Okay. How do you think you're going to position yourself, say, in 5 years? Have you thought that far out? When you first started your business, did you do like a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan? What did you do?
We've got a nice plan put together for Green Roots. Going forward in the next 5 years, we hope to open up shop also in the Midwest. As you can imagine, I have a lot of contacts around the states, and we would like to open...
As soon as they defrost,
right.
You'll have contacts around. As soon as the electricity comes back on, as soon as the schools go back in
That's
business,
right.
we had to close everything. In Minnesota, I mean, it's unprecedented that they close all the schools, all the colleges, all the government buildings. I mean, it's really amazing. In Philadelphia, I'm sure you find this laughable, but usually before this horrible siege that we've been under, if there were a 2-inch snowfall, everything closed in Center City. The schools closed in the suburbs. But this was, I mean, a foot of snow. It's really unprecedented for our area. How do your clients survive when everything's closed?
In the Midwest?
No, here in Philadelphia.
Out here. Well, I do agree. We had to sweep away the snow in order to get them to come with a dumpster at one point when we're renovating a house. So it is a showstopper for sure. How do they survive? I think, the business owners are jumping in. A lot of times employees get held up by snow and by situations with their kids and getting their kids to school, but then the owners are jumping in and they're opening up shop across the board with 90% of our clients.
I always worry about hospital staff and nursing home staff, but they have contingency plans, and people go out of their way to assist somebody who must get to a job site, whatever their responsibility is. Anyway, I think we're going to have to pause for a break now, and then we'll be back with Angela Thell, and we'll tell you how to get in touch with Green Roots Business Solutions.
All American Sports Collectibles is the only place you need to know for all your autographed sports memorabilia. Jerseys, bats, helmets, and more, signed by legends of the past and today's greats. All autographed items come with a certificate of authenticity, plus an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. And all vintage items have been scientifically authenticated and come with 2 forensic certificates. Call us at 877-827-7822. That's 877-827-7822. Visit us online to see our extensive inventory of autographed sports memorabilia. That's aasportscollectibles.com. That's aasportscollectibles.com.
We're a Philadelphia advertising agency, American Advertising Services, and our job is to create solutions for your business problems. Do you want more customers, more sales for your products or business services? American Advertising has helped many, many area companies, large ones, small ones, family-owned firms just like yours. If you are in business and serious, make American Advertising your advertising agency. Per job assignments welcomed. American Advertising Services. We are serious about helping your business.
American Advertising Services is located at 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. You can call them at 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060.
Would you or a relative like to own your own business? Are you a friend of a business associate wanting to break away or have been terminated from their current job? Do you know a retired military or other early retiree looking to be their own boss by acquiring their own business? Do you know someone desiring to sell their business? Sunbelt is your area business broker. Sunbelt sells more businesses than anyone else. That's Sunbelt. Sunbelt Businesses Brokers. Contact Stephen Rosson. He's the president of the area's Sunbelt office. Call him personally at 610-941-2177. That's 610-941-2177. Sunbelt sells more businesses than anyone else. 610-941-2177.
Okay, you've been listening to The Marketing of Business. We're brought to you by ACT, the region's business-to-business newspaper. We're coming to you from WWDB, that's 860 on your AM dial. And our guest today is Angela Thell, who is the owner and founder of Green Roots Business Solutions. Angela, give people your website and your phone number if they need some strategic planning to grow their business.
Sure. Thanks, Bonnie. You can find us at our site at www.greenrootsbusinesssolutions.com. So the full name of the firm .com, and I can be reached at 610-202-3943.
And let me repeat, if you want to talk to somebody who really has a handle on strategic planning and how to grow your business, you call Angela Thell at 610-202-3943. And you can explore her website at www.greenrootsbusinesssolutions, that's all one word, greenrootsbusinesssolutions.com. And she's got international experience. Angela, tell us about your experience in Germany.
So when I was 20, I decided I really wanted to be a foreigner. And the best way to...
Where were you going to college at the time?
St. Cloud State.
That's in Minnesota?
Yep, smack in the middle of the state.
And what were you majoring in?
International business and German.
And German.
Yep. So
Fluent in German.
Yeah,
okay.
I had switched majors to German and decided to study abroad. They had a crash course in the summer. I took German 1 and 2 in the summer, 3 and 4 in the fall, and moved to Germany that winter.
What did your parents say when you told them you were going to go live in Germany?
Oh, they were thrilled. They were thrilled on both sides. They were thrilled because it was very exciting. On the other hand, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have email at this time. There was, an occasional phone call.
Yeah, communication was difficult.
Right. So
They're losing their girl.
Yeah, that's how they felt. And so we did write a lot of letters and sent a lot of postcards and kept in touch that way.
And did you finish your degree abroad, or did they give you credit for what you studied in Germany?
So I did get credits for studying abroad. I returned to the States after, I worked for the summer, returned to the States, started back school, and really, really missed Germany and really missed the experience and speaking the language. So I found got an internship at Audi. Which was
Germany?
In Germany.
And what city was it in?
That's Ingolstadt, which is in Bayern. It's very near Munich.
Okay.
And that was a fabulous experience. That also got extended into a freelance program where I was working on feasibility studies for Audi. And I really loved it there. So I started to look into opportunities so that I could stay. And I did eventually wrap up my degree while living abroad and working abroad in Germany.
Did St. Cloud University ever give you an alumni award for having an amazing career so far?
They were very, very supportive, and they did give me a degree. So I was real happy that I was able to wrap things up early and move on into my career early. So it worked out well.
Okay. So if somebody wants to do their own 5-year plan, is that something that you can help them with?
I could certainly help them with a 5-year plan. We really do focus on shorter term. We want to look at the really big picture and what is the vision for your firm and where is it that you big picture 5 years from now want to go vision-wise. But as far as strategy and tactics and goals, we really do look at short-term tactics and goals in order to have faster results. So we're looking to work towards that big long-term 5-year vision or 10-year vision, the big picture for your firm, and we're gonna get you there faster. We are very concerned with the idea of a plan that lands on somebody's shelf and doesn't get reviewed and looked at and put into place. So our the key to our success really is that we are also an advisor. So we're a trusted advisor. We bring in the resources needed in order to make those things happen so that those goals are achieved short term.
What happens when a firm that's been a family-owned and a family-run firm for decades decides, somebody dies, somebody's disabled, somebody gets tired and decides to put himself on the board of trustees, the board of directors, and they bring in someone who's not a family member. I would assume that that's quite a sea change, and they would need somebody to help them negotiate the shoals. Is that something you do?
Absolutely. We, coming from an entrepreneurial home, I do work a lot with family-owned businesses and have a special connection there. And I can think of 3 examples. One is much like the one you just described, where the family is starting to step a little bit out of the business and they're pulling in people from outside to get new perspective and to support growth. We have another situation where there's a father figure who founded the firm, and he's looking to bring on his youngest son and getting that person ready and queued up to eventually take over the business. A lot of that there is even the mindset and helping them to make that shift that this is an opportunity, an enormous opportunity or enormous possibility for that young man to eventually take over the firm. Because when you're 20, you're not thinking in the realm of becoming a business owner generally, right?
You also have to be a psychologist because you also have to make sure that the father or the grandfather doesn't feel as if he's being cast out or overlooked or undervalued just because the next generation is coming on board, right?
That's the very tricky thing, is making sure that everybody is still kept in the picture. And so that would be the third scenario where the most senior and founder of a firm is now passing on to the executive manager, the oldest son, and also keeping the senior partner and the junior partner very, very in the loop and communications daily so that everybody's on the same page.
It's interesting to see that because the lifespan has been elongated, which is wonderful, but you still have people in their 90s that are going to work every day, whether it's a law firm, a manufacturing plant, and it's difficult for them to turn over power to the next generation. So
because that's the son or daughter who they were taking to ballet classes or teaching to play ball. It's tricky.
It is tricky. It's hard to adjust their vision of, especially of a young adult child, and you obviously have learned how to give them the tools to do that.
I certainly do the best I can, and a lot of it is about perspective and adjusting perspective and the want to of the firm and keeping the firm in the family if that is the case, and helping everybody with perspective. Open communications are absolutely key, and having that bigger picture, that vision.
What happens when someone explores the Green Roots Business Solutions website? What do they find there?
What do they find on our website? Well, soon they will find a photo of me. There's going to be an update, and it'll have some new photography and some be more personalized.
I mean, in person, you look like you're 20 years old, but you've got to be a lot more than that, So if you've got 2 kids and you've been married for 10 years now, or more than that.
So on our site, you'll get a nice overview of what our firm is about and the type of work we do with our clients. You'll see some case studies there. You'll see some testimonials. And you'll get a little bit of a taste from our client's perspective of what Green Roots is all about.
How do you market Green Roots?
I market Green Roots primarily through my clients. I am also an avid networker here in Philly, and I have to say I'm very thankful for the network community, as it was my first group of friends and family when I moved out here. So I launched Green Roots at a networking event in 2006, and I got my first clients. 90% of my clients came from that specific group, and it has just grown over time through those types of connections.
Do you recommend that businesses join the local Chamber of Commerce? Do you find that that's a good place to network?
Certainly.
I guess you would belong to the Mainline Chamber.
I actually am on the board of the Ardmore Business Association, and so a lot of my time is there, but we do team up with the Mainline Chamber and invite them to our events too, so there's a lot of cross-pollination. I'm a big believer in cross-pollinating.
Okay. I belong to both the Mainline Chamber and the Philadelphia Chamber.
Yeah, they're great organizations.
And they have interesting speakers, interesting events, the networking events, and so on. It's a chance to meet people, although sometimes I'm so busy, I don't have time to go to these things.
It's tricky to get all the networking events in.
Yeah, you have to carve out time for that.
Right.
So do you recommend advertising, like on radio or television or newspapers or the banners on websites, or it's individual cases that you have to look at?
I really believe it's very individual, and you need to custom your marketing program to fit your target, to fit your clients. A lot of marketing really does come from, and a lot of new clients do come from word of mouth, certainly. And then when you have those other pieces out there to support that, so that you become more known and get the brand recognition, certainly that's a good direction to go.
And succession planning. In the Philadelphia Business Journal, there are a lot of case studies and a lot of articles about succession planning. Is that something that you work on with your clients as well?
In some cases where it's a fit, absolutely.
So it depends. Well, it's very interesting that you use the word custom marketing. And I'm sure that what means a small business, by the way? What's the range of like their net worth or the net business in the year?
When I consider small business and working with small businesses, I consider small businesses any firm with 500 or fewer employees. So I look at the size of the firm based on the employees. Also, generally, small firms have fewer departments, right? So a lot of times they need more support from a resource perspective for HR resources or marketing resources or outsourcing resources if they're in that size or smaller.
Are you someone who understands the difference between Pinterest and Instagram and Twitter and so on?
At a very, very 10,000-foot level, yes. I don't delve into that personally. I'm very excited to get in front of people and to meet people, and through the networking, that's a lot of fun. I think that there is something to be said for social media, and I think social media can support small business in interacting with the next generation, and I think that it's absolutely key. So I have interns that support me in that area as well.
Okay. I managed to set up my own Facebook page and my own Twitter account, but quite frankly, I don't often have the time to use it.
It's a lot to manage.
Our guest today has been Angela Thell, the owner and founder of Green Roots Business Solutions. And thank you, Angela. It's been very interesting. I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. It's been a lot of fun.
We'll see you next week.